Days, 966 kilometers, magical, untamed, African. This is the Absa Cape Epic.
The 5th edition of the Absa Cape Epic begins in Knysna on the 28th of March and ends in Lawrenceford Wine Estate on the 5th of April. Now it's 9 days and promises to be bigger, better, grander and harder than ever before. 1,200 riders will cover 966 kilometers and climb 18,500 meters, crossing semi-desert, scaling high mountains, and finally arriving in the lush Cape winelands. Welcome to the 2008 Absa Cape Epic. Prologue. In 2008, riders have the honor of competing in the very first prologue in the Absa Cape Epic's history, a common feature in grand tours in road racing. The prologue on the Pazula private estate now makes an appearance in mountain biking. This showcase allows spectators to see teams race against the clock around a fast 17-kilometer circuit. The riders get a chance at a good seeding position in the start chute of Stage 1 in Knysna the next morning. Stage 1. Once again, a traditional start sees riders leave the beautiful coastal town of Knysna. A fast prologue means a good position on the start line. The first long climb goes up Samola Pass, the first of many. Riders then turn left into the forest as they approach the highlight of the day, a rare trip through the protected area, Liliesfontein Reserve. Thanks to Cape Nature Conservation, riders are allowed to access this lush virgin forest for the first time ever. This route may be beautiful, but it's tough, with sharp climbs, slippery corners, and heart-in-the-stomach descents. Then they cross the Knysna River before the next challenge, Duivel se Tande. It's the 7 passes, and by now, the riders will feel every one of them before reaching the Sarsveld campus of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University in George. Stage 2. This is arguably the hardest stage in the Absa Cape Epic's history. Through the hot Karoo and up the toughest climbs, riders who struggled the day before will dread Stage 2. Leaving Sarsveld, there's a short steep climb out of George. Then it's Montague Pass with rough roads winding 9 kilometers through the spectacular mountains and valleys. Then it's rolling loose tracks through Chandelier Game Reserve. And finally the Gamkabag Killer, Breakback Mountain. At speed, it's a 90-minute climb up to 1,100 meters. And for the backmarkers, it'll take up to 3 hours. Stage 3. With the painful memories of day 1 and 2 haunting their legs, riders are taken up a 13-kilometer steady drag up smooth dirt roads over Redthorn before a 70-kilometer-an-hour descent into the valley. After some sharp rolling hills, riders cross game country where antelope, giraffe, leopard and caracal will watch the riders charge through. From here on, the terrain is tough. The rock formations are geologically fascinating as they are race-threatening if riders make a bad tire choice. Even if they survive the punctures and the heat, there is still a long slog on dirt roads before the Garcias Pass takes the riders into Riversdale for a hard-earned rest. Stage 4. The rolling hills through the farmlands will give the power riders a chance to ply their trade. Then come the big ones, Heartbreak 1 and Heartbreak 2. After 2 days in the Karoo, riders pass through dairy country before heading into Grootvadersbos and back into some lush forests again, a welcome shelter from the harsh sun. But there are more challenges to come, more climbing, technical descents and river crossings, passable only on a mountain bike, and sometimes not even then. A short tar section passes the historical mission village of Seerdracht, a town that is no stranger to the Absa Cape Epic. When the riders cross a weir, it's only 12 kilometers to home, but don't be fooled. Watch out for the very steep climbs. It takes longer than you'd expect to get into Swellendam. Stage 5. Just when it looks like an easy day on the smooth dirt roads, riders turn into the rough dual tracks of the De Hoop Nature Reserve, where rocks and deep sand kill their momentum and their legs. But it's worth it. Riders get a magnificent reward. An ocean vista opens out in front of them as they crest the last hill. Thorns and sharp rocks make tubeless tires a must. This protected area is alive with flora and fauna, with proteas and baboons, ostriches, eland, steenbok and Cape mountain zebra. But riders will be focused on getting home across the windy plains and farmlands into Bredasdorp. Stage 6. Some major obstacles zigzag on the route profile of Stage 6. The first major climb is a steep and rough affair. Then, after some fast ups and downs, comes the big challenge of the day, Goat's Grave. It's a 14-kilometer ascent that is a challenge just to ride, let alone ride fast. Drop down towards the vineyards is worth the effort, but the finish is still a long way away, and it's not flat. The dirt roads quickly narrow, and the riders will be hurting on the short, sharp rises that kick up steeply. Then it's across the river mouth to the beach in Hermanus. Stage 7. Almost immediately, the steep tar rotary road climb kicks up into the clouds before a cold descent into wine country. Heading through the forest towards the Babylon-Storings Nature Reserve brings on the 7-kilometer climb up to a short tar section. And then, riders can almost see their home for the night. Through the beautiful Lebanon forest, it's single track time. But again, it's hard going to the finish at Paul Kluwer in Elgin Grabouw. Riders still have a good 2 hours left on their bikes. Stage 8. Last stage is the shortest, but it's not easy. Through the vineyards there are several short jagged climbs. Then come the long steep climbs through Nieuweberg. Fast descending takes the riders to a flat section nearing the bottom of Gamtu Pass, where they have a compulsory portage section through this National Heritage Site. They'll follow in the Voortrekkers' footsteps down to a railway line, through wine country and then home to Lawrenceford. Here they'll reunite with their families and resume their normal lives.
until next year.
Thank you.